91.5 WBIM presents the Saturday Night Soundtrack. Whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Just turn us up. Coming to you live from the campus of Bridgewater State University. We are your destination for commercial-free classic rock to power your nights. Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Van Halen, Aerosmith, Beatles, Eric Clapton, Pink Floyd, The Who, U2, AC/DC, Tom Petty, Allman Brothers, Ozzy, Neil Young, and hundreds more. So go get some food in the belly and gas in the tank as BSU's Alumni Saturday rocks on. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Robb Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer begins now on Bridgewater's own 91.5 WBIM.
She keeps them always shined
91.5 WBIM. Bridgewater, this is the voice of Bridgewater State University, which is now going to be older and crabbier than it has been all week.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Saturday Night Soundtrack is back. And I'm an alumni. Do you understand? So nobody understands what the whole process is. Let's get right into it. I'm going to have to talk to somebody around here to figure out an easy way to get me on the list as an alum to be able to get the keys to come into the studio.
Why is it so difficult now?
I don't know. It used to be, and this
shootings.
This might just be an example. Could be. This might just be an example of technology just kind of mucking things up, because it used to be I'd come in, I'd say my name, say I'm an alum, they'd go to some sort of a manual, binder that they had in front of them, take a look, go, oh yeah, there you are, and case closed. Mm-hmm. Now I come in and they want to know the name of my first pet. They want to know
Cuppy pants.
She's far from my first, sir. She's far from my first. They want to know my blood type and what email address I had here at the college 20 years ago. Are you nuts? How am I supposed to know that garbage? So I gotta contact somebody, because it's ludicrous.
You're such a diva. Do you know who I am?
I didn't say, do you know who I am? I just said that I was trying to indicate the fact that what they were asking for and what they wanted to get from me, I was not going to be able to give, because I'm not a student at this college.
You look at me right in the eye.
I'm not looking at you in the eye.
And I'll tell you.
I'm looking at my levels.
You look at me right in the eye, and I'll tell you that I'm an alumni. And I expect respect. I'm an alum.
Well, do you have your student ID card? Well, no, I don't, because I'm an alum.
I don't. You know why? Because I'm an alum.
Do you have your email?
I'm better than you.
Do you have your email address? I start giving her my email address. No, do you know what your email address was when you were here? Oh yeah, back in 2001. Hold on a second. Let me pull that out of my rear end. I'm pretty sure I could find that.
I'm an alum.
What the hell, man?
I can have the microphone away from my face, and it sounds like I'm right in your...
It really does.
It's great.
And
this is your first time back in the studio, isn't it?
No, it's not.
and like Jarrod...
Yeah, it is. You weren't here last week.
Yeah, but we were here
the week before.
We were here in the studio the week before.
That's right. I forget.
Time to take your memory pills, Steve.
Going well so far. It's called ginseng. It'll work for you, too. Call us up if you want, 508-531-1303. Sort of
answer.
Pretty much like Jarrod said on the way up here, as I go through all this effort to get the keys and not throw a fit, but I guess basically almost. And like Jarrod said on the way up here, it's basically like, I'm doing all this so I can get up here and pretend I'm on the radio and people are actually listening to me.
We're like Trump in the White House. We're all excited to be here, but we're not really radioing.
Well, the important thing is, it just goes to show our dedication to this program, is that we're here in the midst of a national emergency.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. There are caravans of drug-taking rapists coming in here by the thousands.
That a wall
will stop.
No, a steel barrier with slats.
Yeah,
barrier with slats.
Because don't forget, steel is actually better than concrete. Okay?
Yes,
don't forget. I'm a genius at.
You've got to close the hands a little bit.
Well, forgive me. I got to get. What did he say that one time? I'm a genius at
stable genius.
Yeah, no, but he said he was a genius at engineering. I think is what he said, or he's an expert at engineering or some garbage.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Then it's a national emergency, and then he went to go golf.
Right.
It's a national emergency, but instead of doing anything that I guess would actually constitute an
Sure.
emergency, we're going to go build a wall because that's not going to take time at all.
No.
I mean, basically, just at this point,
Stupid.
isn't this just all going exactly how we thought it was going to
Yeah,
go?
absolutely.
Yeah, of course it
It's
is.
going exactly the way that Putin wanted it to.
Just the past 2 years has just gone on exactly the way we thought it was going to
Exactly
go.
the way Putin, exactly the way Syria wanted it to go. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Trump.
Thank you, Trump, for my lower tax return. Thank you, Trump, for this national emergency garbage that's not going to do us any good, and is probably going to waste even more of my tax money. And
I thought Mexico was paying this.
Oh, yeah, of course they are.
well, they're paying us indirectly. Okay, I never said they were going to sit down and write a check. Okay, obviously they're not going to do that. What are you talking about? And I'm pretty sure that Trump is responsible for me not being able to get the goddamn keys without a hassle.
Yes, exactly.
That's got to have something to do with it in some indirect fashion. So
Why is he doing this?
I don't know. I'm hoping against hope that Jarrod's going to be all right tonight. Number one, because I want it for the show and the good of the show, and number two, well, he's my ride home.
So we need to know. I don't know why you had to miss last week's show. What was the surprise?
You don't get to know.
Oh. Okay, I won't ask that one again.
Eat it.
It's a top secret security thing.
Yeah.
If you find out, that might involve another national emergency that we just don't have time for. So just let it drop, Steve. Just let it drop.
I did already.
All right.
And then I flushed it.
First block of classic rock coming up. Call us up. Let us know what we can do for you. 508-531-1303. Elton John, The Cars, 38 Special all on the way.
So, you just spent hours putting together the perfect classic rock playlist?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's so cute. This Saturday night soundtrack with Robb Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
Bob Seger at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show, Roll Me Away. He's on his Roll Me Away farewell tour right now. But apparently he cut out a whole bunch of Boston dates. I think it might have been all of them. Because he's been having he's been having back problems and all this other kind of medical junk that's been going on for over the past, several months or so at least. And now he's not coming to Boston. So
Who's that?
can you guys pay attention to the effing program?
No, I'm busy.
Bob Seger, the gentleman we just played.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Who
He's
cares?
on the Roll Me Away farewell tour. I'm not going to say it all again. Screw you both.
He's not dead?
No,
I thought he died.
I thought he died.
no,
Yeah.
he's not dead, and it's not the I'm Not Dead Yet tour, which is the one that Phil Collins is on.
Yeah.
So,
Sitting down.
not to be confused with that one. Call us up 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Classic Rock until we close out the broadcast day. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack.
I brought something of Phil Collins in tonight.
Did you?
Yes, I did. So maybe later we'll play it.
There you go. We'll bring it on in. I'll get it on for you. We got the YouTube channel out there as well, so we've resurrected that. All you have to do is search for Saturday Night Soundtrack. You filter for channels. We're the first thing that comes up there, and podcasts of all the shows that are worth listening to are on there. So check that out. And TuneIn Radio is a free app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. You can go out and get that, and you can listen to 91.5 WBIM from anywhere you want. And that's the lesson, kids. Anywhere you want. So, had a new washer and dryer brought into our house today.
Oh, that's always fun.
It was a blast. You know how, and the thing is, on paper, it doesn't sound like it should be that big a deal. There was so much work we had to go through just to get that thing in and get the house ready for it to even be brought in. We spent, because we had to rearrange the whole room that the dogs are in, because the room that the dogs are in is right in the path that they would have to pass through with the washer and dryer. I have no idea what that was. So, at any rate, so we had to demolish everything last night and pull that. So we spent like a couple of hours doing that, taking doors off the hinges and all that junk. And then, of course, after the thing gets delivered, we have to put all the doors and everything back on the hinges.
I've been there, done that with Jarrod, actually.
It's such a pain, and it's a pain when we do it with Jarrod, too. So let that be a lesson to you. Also, then the guys come in, and we knew right away they were going to balk at this, because the whole idea being, obviously, that they have to take the old stuff out before they bring the new stuff in. That's just part of the deal. deal. But part of the problem was the old dryer that we got was really, really, really tight to get into the bathroom. So we knew that they were probably going to give us. So the guy looks at it and he's like, "No, you can't get this through this doorway." I'm like, "No, you definitely can get it through the doorway because that's why it's there.
That's where it came in.
It had to get in through the door." He's like, "No, I think they built the doorway after the dryer went in." I'm like, "I was here when we brought the dryer in. I know for a fact this wasn't. What are you talking about? Just get it out of the room." Well, I'll have to break off the thing. I don't give a frig. We're getting rid of the thing. What do I care if you got to break something off to get it out? Just get it out. I don't care. Please get it out. Listen to what I'm saying. They don't listen. They're worse than you guys. Yeah. I'm trying to tell them, listen, I remember when we brought this in and it was really tight. Do whatever you have to get it out. So what they had to do was just kind of...
A lot of double entendres in this story, by the way.
Well, only for somebody like you, Steve, with wherever your mind is. Jesus. So I told him, you can just jam down on my thing. You can try to get my pipe to go down. Try to get it, just cut it off, and then maybe, I don't know, just do whatever you have to do. Just get it the hell out of here so we can get the new one in there. So, and my wife, when we left the house today, my wife was busy reading the owner's manuals on both of the machines, trying to figure out what everything does and all the buttons and whatnot. So she's going to learn it so that she can teach it to me because I'm too stupid to go through the book myself and figure it all out, and I'm also too lazy to do that. So it's not going to be happening either.
Yeah, we got a new coffee maker today because I broke the other one.
How did you break it, sir?
Yeah, why did you break it?
I smashed the actual glass.
On purpose?
No.
Okay.
I was trying to clean it in the sink and I hit it with a...
Bugger this thing!
Bang. God, that went into so many pieces.
I bet it did. Mm-hmm. You're an experienced chef, sir. How do you let things like this happen?
It just happened.
Just part of life.
Yep.
Just part of life, I suppose.
So we had to use a French press for the last 3 days, which is not fun in the morning when you're half awake.
I was going to say, I don't make my own coffee anyway. I always go out and buy coffee. But I was going to say, using a French press almost sounds like something that someone like you would actually get some enjoyment out of.
Oh, under normal circumstances.
Right. No, I get you. When you
not at 3:30 in the morning.
No, that's not the time. And you can't get, I mean... You have to get up at 3:30 in the morning and go to work. You can't get the wife to get up and work your French press?
No way.
Be like, listen, wife, I got to get to work. How about you get up and work the French press for me?
It's just you put a little coffee in there, a little water, and then you just squish it down. What's the problem?
Boiling a kettle at that time in the morning is just something I don't want to be doing.
Understood.
Yeah.
At 3:30 in the morning, I don't want to be doing much of anything.
No.
So I can't. And I complain and I bitch about how early I have to get up with the dogs and everything and feed them, and because I'm the primary. For whatever reason, my wife decides to get all these pets, and I'm still the one that does all the work. Mm-hmm. Oh, I brought home a new puppy. Oh, guess who's going to be getting up with this new puppy? And then the other dogs at 4 o'clock, 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. Oh, it's going to be me. Oh, joy.
Uh-huh.
So, and I complain about all that stuff, but that's 4:45. It's not 3:30.
No.
The difference between 4:45 and 3:30 is a spread that I don't even want to think about at this point.
I don't get too many 3:30s now, so that's okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You have to work tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, 3:30.
Brilliant segue, sir.
Yes.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Next big block of classic rock coming up. Scorpions, The Doors, The Band, and a bunch of other things on deck. You got SNS on BIM.
Bridgewater's Saturday night soundtrack with Robb Hicks is all request. Call 508-531-1303. The classic is our parts. What we rock is up to you.
Boston is on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, Leonard Skinner. Before that, The Band, The Doors, and the Scorpions all in that block as well. Robb Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta.
I hate Boston.
Get the hell out of here.
What the hell, sir? You got to come on and be all Jarrod about it.
Yeah, that's so damn boring. They sound like Foreigner.
They came up before Foreigner.
Yeah, they don't really sound like Foreigner. I will give you that a lot of their songs sound similar, but they don't sound like Foreigner necessarily.
No. They don't sound like Foreigner, but just like Foreigner's songs all sound the same. So does Boston songs.
Cool.
Yes.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Our food is here, and I suspect that Jarrod and Steve's sodium levels are already skyrocketing dangerously high.
Oh, yeah.
I just took a couple of those fries, and holy mackerel, those things are no joke.
I'm trying to shake the salt.
I was
going to
say, are there grains of salt just collecting at the bottom of the container there?
Yeah, it's like every individual spear of French fry is just covered in a box of salt.
Box of salt.
Yeah.
That's some good eating right there.
They're good, though.
Oh, yeah.
Nice and warm.
So, Steve, you were showing me a news report right before before that last
chill
one.
on the salt.
that Juicy Smollett.
Yes.
That, now the new indications are coming out that he might have paid the.
Why would he do that, though?
The guys, I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I wasn't really.
Jarrod said the same thing.
I wasn't really following the story from the beginning, but I kind of caught up with it as time went on. And obviously, this is the whole thing where he said that they were.
They put a rope around his neck?
They put a rope around his neck. They poured some sort of a substance on him. Some people said maybe it was bleach. Some people said they didn't know what it was. And they were shouting racial and homophobic slurs. And, I'm not going to say I thought it was fishy from the beginning, but the only question I had from the beginning was that apparently I have no idea how to be a racist because I'm not one.
No.
And I didn't realize that one of the prerequisites for being a racist is that you just drive around with a rope and maybe bleach in your car just in case.
Yes, exactly. You see a black actor.
Yeah. You drive around the streets and all of a sudden you're like, oh, you know what? That guy's black and he looks like he might be homosexual. Let's go after him. We got all the stuff right here. So, it basically will be a time saver and we can get everything done at one time. Yeah. I just didn't follow that necessarily. But yeah, I don't understand. And this is breaking news, apparently, that there are some sources that have come out and given some indication, but they're not saying what the indications are.
No.
Right? I haven't seen any details on why they think this. They're just saying that now that's maybe where the direction of the investigation's headed, which is odd.
It is odd.
I didn't even know who he was, to tell the truth.
I didn't know who he was either.
No.
It is odd because the whole thing seemingly was setting itself up to be like, look where Trump's America has brought us back to, type of thing.
Yes.
Where people are going to try to lynch black people. And
right.
Look at this all nonsense, and we need to rally against this and stand up against it. And now that it's coming out that it's possibly, most likely fake, is just going to deflate all that work to stand against that kind of stuff, and then is now going to call into question any kind of situation that will happen now into the future. Anytime someone comes out and says, "Oh, like I was walking down the street and someone tried to lynch me," it's going to instantly be questioned.
Right, that's the problem. Is that anybody?
So now it's creating that problem.
Right, it's the cry wolf effect. Anytime somebody takes advantage of the situation and tries to make it worse than it actually is, or tries to depict something that's not actually going on, you throw yourself into the possibility that, yeah, you're right. Everything now is going to get scrutinized, and you've given the other side more opposition to be like, see?
Of course you have.
Or not opposition, ammunition. Giving them more. You're giving them more to work with. Don't give them any more to work with. It's not necessary.
They've got enough already.
They got plenty already.
This timeline sucks.
The alternate 19. Yeah, we need to figure out where. We need to find out when young Biff got the almanac and go back
sorted out.
Do some sorting already. We need to find out when Donald Trump's father didn't put the rubber on and get that squared away.
Yeah.
Even if it just involves somebody running into the hotel room and going, "Stop it! No! Take it out!
Yeah.
Don't! Stop!" That's all. That's all that would be necessary. Because maybe that one shot would have been it, and then, whatever they created past that point wouldn't have been as bad. So,
well, at least he has to live his entire life knowing that he should have been swallowed.
Yeah.
Jarrod, thank you, sir. Even when you're not 100%, you're enough of a percentage that it works,
It's my charm.
It's never ending. You just oozing like the salt in those fries. It's just.
I'll be on my deathbed and be like, "Oh, I'm dying," and then, I met a girl once at a bar, and I gave her my number and I told her to text me when she got home. And then the nurse would be like, "What are you talking about?" We're like, "I guess she's homeless because she's never texted me."
WTF?
Insane.
Jeez. Why is it not unreasonable in my head that scene will play out at some point? I'm hoping I'll be long gone by the time that comes around. Call us up, 508-531.
Where's that accent coming from?
I don't know. 1303.
What, I'm dead.
That's what we can do for you. Coming up next, we got the
Salty fries.
got the track that taught us all that guitars can talk.
Those major market stations have high-profile sponsors, hosts with 30 years of experience and over 20,000 watts of power. Well, we have a British guy. Check and Mates. Steve Rimmer is on the Saturday night soundtrack on VIM.
Led Zeppelin. That's on 91.5 WPIM Bridgewater. SNS Radio Show. Ramones before that. Peter Frampton. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Yeah, Peter Frampton.
Peter Frampton.
I'm glad you woke me up after that one.
Yeah, woke him up with a little new... That's off the newest Greta Grand Fleet album?
No, it's not, sir. No, it's not. The two of you, you know what I'm saying? The two of you. Steve has a comment on every... We come back after the break. I hate Boston. They sound like Foreigner. They don't sound like Foreigner. I don't say they sound like Foreigner. You just said it. Shut up. You know, he's all confrontational about that. Peter Frampton was really just so I could finish eating my sandwich.
That's exactly what I said to Jarrod.
That was pretty much the goal from the beginning there. So.
The same.
Call us up 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Classic Rock until we close out the broadcast day. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. Check out the YouTube channel. Search for Saturday Night Soundtrack. Filter for channels, and also go to TuneIn Radio. Get the free app in the iTunes and Google Play stores, and check out WBIM there from anywhere. So
good sandwich.
Even the toilet.
Yes, even the toilet, which I have done before, and we won't get into that now.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, it's the 21st century. You can take these things anywhere, you know?
What did we do 20 years ago?
We didn't. We probably brought a transistor radio into the can. What do you think we did?
Brought the latest Teen Vogue.
Right. We just lugged this turntable in here. Hope it doesn't skip. You know.
I don't know.
Hey, did you see the news about that thing that happened at the Hamilton show in San Francisco?
The thing that happened.
No.
So a whole bunch of. So.
I'm leaning forward for this one.
Apparently, a woman suffered a medical emergency during the Hamilton show performance at Hamilton in San Francisco, and it was during the scene when Hamilton. Spoiler alert! It's during the scene when Hamilton gets shot. Right.
Okay.
And apparently, she had a heart attack when the gunshot went off.
Oh.
But people in the audience thought she actually got shot.
Oh.
And they thought there was a shooter. So one loser yelled "gun." And everybody just started tearing out of the theater and trampling each other and stuff. So now 3 people were injured. The woman with the heart attack went to the hospital. Someone ended up suffering a broken leg.
Oh, God.
All because nobody realized that the gunshot was part of the actual play. And how do you want to be the...
It's a strange world we live in.
How'd you like to be the guy who yelled out "gun"? Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, my bad. Sorry, everyone.
Well, I mean, what kind of nut goes to a play and then looks on the stage and sees a man with a gun and go, "Oh no, that's a gun." Like,
well,
I mean,
I think they just heard the shot. It wasn't that they saw the gun on the stage. It was that they heard a gunshot in general in the thing. I'm not defending this person. I'm just saying I don't think they visually saw the gun. I think they heard the shot and yelled "gun."
Okay, then who
without
goes,
really stopping to think about what the hell's going on
and has their face stuck in Facebook, and then hears a gun?
That could be the problem.
I mean, what the hell?
I don't know.
You spend $400 on nosebleed tickets.
Yeah, those tickets are really expensive.
Just to have your face in your phone, and then you hear a gunshot, and you just assume that someone brought a gun to a Hamilton show.
And the play didn't. I mean, they basically just stopped the thing entirely because they couldn't keep going after that.
Oh, and of course, people died.
And no, nobody died, but.
There was a gun there, so.
Yeah. Apparently, tickets cost up to $686 officially for this show, and can often be offered online for hundreds of dollars more.
Yeah.
So, to your point, people could be paying up to $1,000. That's like paying $1,000 to go see Adele.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A loser would do that. Don't know. Don't know. So, see what I did there, sir?
Yeah, but as subtle as a rhino.
It's nobody in this room, so it's fine. And it's nobody who'd be listening to us anyway. This is our last show for a couple of weeks. No, not ever. For a couple of weeks. We're not going to be on next week.
Now, what are you doing next week?
I don't want to get into it.
No.
It's not.
He's masturbating in the Victoria's Secret's changing rooms.
Yeah.
No. That's Tuesday. I know. That's Monday. I get the day off of work on Monday for President's Day. That's what I'll be doing then. But no, I got roped into something for next weekend that
I know, you said that.
Can't get out of.
What have you got roped into, though?
It's a long story that I'm not even going to bother getting into on the air.
Story.
But it doesn't need to. It shouldn't be happening, but it's happening, and I can't get out of it. So there we go. And then we're back on the 2nd of March, and then we're off for another couple of weeks for spring break after that. And then we'll come back and continue the semester uninterrupted past that point.
And then we'll be off for 18 weeks.
Correct. Yeah. We're at the point now. We're starting to become like those shows. Like we're starting to become like a Howard Stern show or like a Jon Stewart show, or basically, or not Jon Stewart. What's the name of the guy that's on HBO?
Oh,
John Oliver.
John Oliver. Yeah.
Where you come on and you do. We're big shots now. We come on, we do 2 or 3 shows, then we take off for a while. Then we come back and do a show, and then we take off for another month, and then we come back again. So you never know when we're going to be here, but trust us, we want to be here more than we are, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
We're kind of like college VD that way.
Is college VD different than regular VD, sir?
Yeah, because it just kind of shows up, and it goes away, and then it comes back again. You're like, geez, how'd that happen? I don't know. You're sleeping around at college.
It's like Mikey D. Mikey D shows up every once in a while. Oh, no, wait, he doesn't show up on our show anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's too good for us now.
Yeah, pretty much.
And apparently his job is more important than the Saturday Night Soundtrack at this point, which I find to be a travesty, but there's nothing I can do about it.
More accurately, it's his drinking.
Sir, you...
Much rather be behind some building out there, drinking.
I can't tell you how many times you inadvertently ended up tapping a vein, I'm pretty sure. We never really fully got into it, but you were a trigger a few times in the past.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
I didn't know.
Yeah, no.
You saying I'm leading you to heroin?
No, I'm not saying you and me anything. I'm saying with Mikey D.
Oh, yeah, I'm following.
You were a trigger for him every once in a while when you would say these things.
You know why?
He got a little too sensitive about it, is my point.
You know why he got a little too sensitive?
Yeah, I know why.
Because it's true.
I know.
It's like when someone goes, hey, Trump, you said...
Disclaimer, we don't know this, by the way.
All you do is say Back in Black.
All we're doing is giving him crap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Back in Black.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, look it up on the YouTube. Brian Johnson sang Back in Black. It's impossible, sir.
He was dead for 4 years.
There's absolutely no way. I saw it. Look it up. It's out there. And he was getting all angry at you. And then you were trying to explain it to him. And then didn't he say something like, I think maybe they started recording it and then he kicked, right? So they had some of it in the can. No, Mike. The song was written in honor of Bon Scott. It was a tribute to him after he passed away.
Excuse me, I got to go to the bathroom.
Why I heard they're out of paper towels again in there. You slobs.
Oh, it's a blow.
That's the track I was looking for. Okay.
Well, we don't do transition material here.
Yeah, no, not at all.
as you might have figured out already. So deal with that, and we'll all be fine. Call us up 508-531-1303. Another big block of classic rock coming up. Cheap Trick, Dire Straits, and Def Leppard all on the way. You got SNS on BIM.
Call in your classic rock request now at 508-531-1303. If you don't, Rob Hicks will play a half an hour of Bruce Hornsby.
That's just the way it
This is your chance to save the town of Bridgewater. 91.5 WBIM.
It's Rod Argent at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, that's a deep cut brought in by none other than Steve Rimmer.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Steve.
Oh, yeah, it's good to hear that one.
So Steve brought that one in specifically because he went on I wouldn't say went on a tear, but he had to point out again last week that he was like, Rod Argent, everybody in this country thinks Argent only did Hold Your Head Up. Mm-hmm. They did other things.
Yes, he did.
I'll bring one of them in next week. I'm like, okay.
And the 2 points on that one. That point And the second point is that Phil Collins is a damn good drummer. That was him.
He is. Yes,
That was him. He had a second life beyond Genesis and beyond his solo recordings where he was a damn good drummer. He played with Brand X.
Okay.
Which I was going to bring in, then forgot. But that one...
There you go.
Exemplifies what I was talking about anyway. So
you basically like Phil Collins when he keeps his mouth shut.
Yes.
And just drums.
Exactly.
Is what we're getting at.
Yes.
I can feel it.
But now he can't drum anymore.
No, he can't. But he's not dead yet.
Not
Remember
dead
that.
yet.
That's important.
Exactly.
The Not Dead Yet tour is going on. Before Rod Argent, we heard from the Beatles, Def Leppard, Dire Straits, and Cheap Trick. And we're doing classic rock until we close out the broadcast day. Your request can be part of it. Give us a call, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter, @SN Soundtrack. Did you hear the story about the Florida City Commissioner who's resigning following complaints that she licked men's faces and groped them?
No.
That sounds awesome.
There's a lot going on in Florida these days.
Oh, there's a ton going on in Florida. It is a happening place. This is Nancy Oakley, the city commissioner of a small beach town in Florida, resigned this week after being censured amid complaints she allegedly licked her male co-workers' faces and groped them during meetings and events. She served as the Madeira Beach City Commissioner from 2007 to 2013, and again from 2007 till now, and submitted her letter of resignation on Tuesday. And she said she was vacating her position to still the controversy. It's time for all of us to move on, Oakley wrote. And she probably then followed it up by licking someone's face. She maintains her innocence, though. She says, I'm maintaining my innocence, and I'm pursuing the paths of appeals available. So there you go. They had some details on this where it said, where was this? According to a report by the Ethics Commission in response to the complaint, the guy who filed the complaint said that she, who appeared to be drunk, approached him and his executive assistant Cheryl Ann McGrady, cursed at them, and told him not to bring McGrady around anymore. He said that Oakley, quote, then grabbed his crotch and slowly licked him from his Adam's apple all the way up to his face.
Oh, now wait a minute. How do you keep that going, that trail going, without going, all right, stop, unless he was enjoying it?
Right. I'm kind of curious about that as well. What's going on?
This timeline sucks.
Another complainant said that during a meeting in 2012, Oakley, quote, hung on his neck, grabbed his crotch, and licked his face.
Hung on his neck.
So there you go.
What's with the nut holding and the face?
I don't know. I don't know. Steve, unless you think that this might be an enjoyable experience, here's a picture of the woman.
Oh. Holy cow. Oh, it's like someone took a bullfrog and put it in a wig.
Yeah, no. I don't want to be a part of any of that.
Looks like a melted Twinkie.
Because as men, I think we're all, and I mean, I think we agree that there's a double standard. I think when complaints of sexual harassment and all these other things come up, there's a whole bunch of people who want to be like, psh, well, he probably liked it, you know, and then you see that and you're like, no, actually, no, I don't want no, that would be a legit harassment issue.
Hard no.
I don't want anything involved with that. So
a flaccid no.
So if you go down to Florida, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on down there.
Nothing's going on down there.
Nothing at all.
No, I'm good.
So, I don't know.
Wasn't there 2 blackface incidents this past week from Florida?
Oh God,
all kinds of stuff down in Florida.
Northam was from Virginia, right?
Yeah.
My favorite part of that guy, by the way, is the fact that not only... So, I think it's great that for whatever reason, I don't know. How do you have in your past just, oh, whoops, I accidentally posed in this picture in blackface with this Klan guy. Actually, I can't remember if I'm the Klan guy or if I was the blackface guy. Who can tell? It was a while ago.
He probably has the mentality that, like, oh, it's a photo that was taken 100 million years ago. No one would have that photo ever.
Except it was in his medical yearbook. It's not like it's not like someone just found a Polaroid somewhere.
That's probably his mentality. He just doesn't think that.
I know.
You know, so you know how they all.
But
are.
did you also see, as a follow up to that? Did you see that bizarre press conference that he gave with his wife behind him, where someone asked about moonwalking, because he talked about how he liked black people and he actually admired Michael Jackson and was in a dance contest once where he did put some shoe polish on his cheeks, but not a lot, because that's very difficult to get off. Sounds like he has some experience in this area, but I digress. And then someone in the press corps asked him if he could still, if part of the dance contest was that he did the moonwalk, and then they asked if he could still do the moonwalk. And he stopped, and he kind of looked around. Like, you could tell he was trying to assess how much space he had on the floor, and his wife from behind him goes, "It's not an appropriate venue." And then he goes, "No, that's not appropriate." What are you doing? What? Why do we live in this world? What is happening?
Again,
timeline sucks.
This is going to be the theme for the next year. This timeline blows.
Hey, we got our studio back. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I can handle that part. That's one of the best things that's happened in a long time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, pretty much.
deal with that.
Now, do we know what the rest of the schedule is like on a Saturday these days, or?
No, somebody's in from 3 to 5, I believe.
Yeah.
But then from 5, I mean, as you know, we've been able to come up here at and start the show at 6 o'clock. I mean, we get up here in the studio at like 5:30, 5:45, and nobody's here.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I think it's fairly safe to assume that 5 o'clock is probably not taken.
But are people using the downstairs as well? We don't know this.
I have no idea.
No. Yeah.
Steve, I could barely get the keys today.
Yeah,
You know what
I know. I know.
I'm not
Do you know who I am?
greatly in the loop. I am not. It is very obvious.
I'm an alumni.
I didn't say it that way.
You let me in that door.
And I don't. First of all, I don't know what that voice is. Secondly, I didn't sound drunk. You know who I am.
You might as well be. I am an alumni, sir.
Was my? I don't even know what that voice was. What
Let me in the stairs.
what, did the look of annoyance on my face show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
And did it grow? Did it grow as time went on?
Yeah.
And then they returned. That
And we could say this looking at the back of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, can I also put in what the hell? And nobody cares because nobody is listening to this program, so it doesn't matter.
Nobody.
Even
they're
the
probably listening.
even
to
the
see
people
how much
in
we're
this
bitching.
college are not listening. But can we? Well, at least it's proving that I am legitimately doing a show here at the station, and I'm not just stealing all their CDs.
Yeah.
Because this is valuable merchandise back
Sure,
here.
I'm sure it is. Because everybody needs a copy of.
I need my vinyl copy of Guy Man Dude. So I came in here specifically to make sure I grabbed it.
Everybody needs a copy of The Bitter Roots by Moral Hazard.
The thing I was going to mention is, and at the end there, what the hell was she typing that was so long?
Oh, I don't know.
All
It
of
went
your
on forever.
information. And then she was also probably typing, "This dickhead was running around yelling at me about how he was an alumni."
He actually
Cool.
He asked if I know who he is. No, he's a short, chubby, gray-haired dude. I have no idea who this guy
He's some
is.
Chris Parnell-looking motherfucker.
with two shady characters with him, flanking him,
One of them, I think, is Bela Lugosi.
standing in the background. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, we're lucky if we'll ever be able to get back in the building again.
Absolutely.
But that's fine. We'll be okay. Everything will be fine.
Bela Lugosi.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I mean it in jest.
Oh, call
But
us
he
up.
does kind of look like the mummy.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Got another block of classic rock coming up. Mountain, The Who, ZZ Top. Bunch of other junk coming your way. A whole lot more of this
Some Moral Hazard by the Busty Roots.
for the next 2 hours and 15 minutes.
What do you get there?
Prepare to enjoy that. SNS on BIM.
Hitting the bars or hitting the books. We'll make your night rock with Robb Hicks and Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
The Clash is on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show ZZ Top before that, Moody Blues, The Who, and Mountain all on that block. Robb Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Are you sure that was the Who, not Greta Van Fleet?
Yes, it was
Okay.
not Greta Van Fleet. You know why, Jarrod? I didn't play any Greta Van Fleet tonight because they don't move the needle.
They don't.
No.
They don't.
So there you go. Call us up. Let us know what we can do for you. 508-531-1303 is the number to call. Classic Rock until we close out the broadcast day today. If you'd like to be the type of person who ends a streak, give us a call.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want to tell you what that streak is because it's embarrassing and humiliating to talk about. But you would be the winner if you decided to do so. So there you go. It's kind of demoralizing, but here's where we are, and it's still fun.
Demoralizing than being in your midlife and doing a radio show.
It's more demoralizing than you having to take a walk with my dogs almost every time you come over early. So I think one of the things that Jarrod's learning is that the earlier he comes over to my house, then he was relatively on time today, but he was still a little bit early. So as his reward for being so early, he got to go on the after dinner walk with me and the dogs up and down the street while everyone pees and poops.
Do you pick it up?
Of course I pick it up, sir. What else would you do?
I don't just spend about a plastic bag on my hand and picking up warm poop.
Understood, but I still have to do it nonetheless.
Yes.
So we step outside. First of all, it's great because my dogs are both female dogs. They both have pink leashes on them. And here's Jarrod and I walking up and down the street. Not that there's anything wrong with whatever, but I'm sure some people probably have some thoughts about what our situation is.
Yeah. They look at Rob and go, he's definitely a bottom.
You'd crush me, sir. What are you talking about? But at any rate, so walking up and down the street with that, so we get into the yard, and both the dogs pee. Like, that's the first thing they do. Mm-hmm. Jarrod goes, well, that didn't take long. I go, no, sir, you don't understand. We got to wait until everybody poops.
Yeah.
He's like, what? We don't have time for that. I'm like, well, we got to. So we start walking down the street, and then eventually one dog poops, and then the other one poops. And then when the second one poops, Jarrod goes, I think that one's looking like she might try to eat it. I'm like, she is going to try to eat it if I don't stop her. Because I have to insinuate myself between her and the poop to try to make sure she doesn't eat the poop.
Yeah.
And she still ended up sneaking a piece.
Why would they want to?
It's a thing.
Because they're stupid.
It's a thing with dogs, and not all dogs do it. We have one dog
Hey, you know what? My lunch was great.
We have one dog that's well known for doing it. And it's not even... Why am I talking? Here's a test to see if anyone's listening to us. And if they are, they're going to turn it off now. Not only will she eat her own poop, but there's another dog in our group that she will like to eat the poop of.
Oh.
She doesn't necessarily wait for it to drop, if you understand my meaning.
No.
So a nightly process.
We hit a new low.
A nightly process with us, not even possible. A nightly process with us is that as soon as the one dog that for whatever reason she seems to like the poop of jumps off the bed, my wife will go, he's off the bed. I got to then get up and stand at the door and wait for him to poop so that I can immediately swoop in and pick it up without the other dog coming in and eating it.
Oh.
So there's a lot of
brownies for me.
Marvelous life you live.
There's
sir.
a lot of time pressure that goes on with that, and then somehow I'm the one who gets in trouble if I miss it. And it's like, well, there's two of us, and these dogs belong to both of us. Why is it always my responsibility to get up and watch out for the poop eating?
Ugh.
And she's like, because she's the dog that you picked. I'm like, but what does that got to do with anything?
You picked the stupid one.
Go figure, right? That's my life. That's my life in a nutshell. So there you go. We don't have kids, and I always say that there are all sorts of things about kids that I think would gross me out if I had kids. But I mean, if you're going to talk about grossing out, this is definitely on the list. So it's just something that. Now, Steve, you've had dogs and cats, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this has never come up with any of your dogs.
No.
The poop eating. It's never been a thing with any of them.
No.
And it's weird because this dog doesn't even want to eat the poop of the new dog that we just got. It's almost like she's so irritated by the fact that we got a new dog. She's like, I'm not even eating that one's poop. I'm not interested in that.
I'm abstaining.
Give me this other one right over here. I'll take that. So there you go.
It's almost up there with the anal glands.
Oh, nothing will beat the anal glands.
No.
Actually, no, something will. Oh, did you know that little square on the Google?
No, that wasn't even as good because Steve wasn't into that. I felt so embarrassed by the time that whole segment was over because it was like I told you.
I looked to my left. I looked to my right.
I told you
and
that.
I snapped the shot.
And I told you this in the separate conversation that we had afterwards. I was like, you know what? I said to Jarrod, I was like, I now understand the humiliation you felt the time that Steve just gave you that dirty look when we were listening to the voicemail of you barking like a dog. I'm like, I now know the feeling of having Steve look down on you for something in particular after that segment. Holy Christ. So, for that reason and that reason only, anal glands will still remain at the top of the list for me.
That was a good one.
If nobody understands what we're talking about, go to the YouTube channel, Saturday Night Soundtrack, filter for channels. Look the thing up. I don't know if you can search for anal glands specifically. I recommend actually that you don't.
Don't.
Because I don't
Just
think
don't.
I don't think that's going to get you anything good. But check out our show. It was one of the earlier shows that we did, and when we did what we called the final show because we thought it was going to be the final show in December of 2017. Well, near the end of the show, we replayed the bit, so you can hear it there as well. Take your pick, and there you go. That's what we do. So. Call us up, 508-531-1303, and let us know that you're out there. If you want. Why do you laugh? Come on, man.
This timeline sucks.
Doing my damn best here, okay?
My dogs eat poop.
It's a fact of life.
And I don't hear Stern talking about his dogs eating poop.
Ooh, we'll see next week.
No, these days he's all talking about saving cats and whatnot because he's all into saving cats because his wife's all into saving cats.
He's still married?
He is still married, and it's getting. I got to say this: it's getting a little difficult to listen to every once in a while when he starts talking about his wife because all he does is gush about his wife. Holy Christ! I'm kind of sick of hearing about it.
It's coming to an end, isn't it? His whole radio show.
I mean, he's got another year or two on the contract, I think, with Sirius, and then we'll see what happens beyond that point. But it's like all the gushing is like, well, it is your second wife, and let's hope this one lasts. I think at this point it's actually maybe lasted longer than the first one, but not by much if it has. So we'll see where that goes. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Another big block of classic rock coming up. U2, Grateful Dead, and Aerosmith all on deck. You got SNS on BIM, and we'll be here till the end of the broadcast day.
The best reason to listen to WBIM on Saturday nights instead of your iPod. Size matters. The largest library of classic rock in Bridgewater is on. This Saturday night soundtrack with Robb Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. 91.5 WBIM.
Meatloaf is on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, Rolling Stones. Before that, Aerosmith, Grateful Dead, and U2 all on that block. Robb Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Hello.
Hello.
Thoughts are many-colored and swift-changing.
What the hell is he reading?
This wonderful dictionary that we found.
Yeah.
First of all...
Remember I found that last week? I put it in here because I said we'll have fun looking through this.
I remember you found it. Why do you
soar up into the new realms?
Why do you allow it to be in Jarrod's hands when we're going up for a segment?
I don't know.
I asked very little from you, sir, and part of it is to keep Jarrod in line.
There's endless.
It doesn't seem to be happening.
Various is life itself.
No.
Words, by contrast, are
Holy
pedestrian and
Christ.
limited in number.
So you can call us up, 508-531-1303. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack.
To be expressed.
And you can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack.
And you can listen to Jarrod reading from a dictionary.
There you go.
Words must be found.
Yes.
What's going on? We are also on
This is just the preface to the synonyms part
That's awesome.
of the dictionary that he's
great.
reading from.
We are on the TuneIn Radio app. You can get that free in the iTunes and Google Play stores. All you have to do is search for TuneIn Radio, download it for free. You can listen to WBIM from anywhere. And lastly, we've got a YouTube channel out there. Search for Saturday Night Soundtrack, filter for channels. We're still the first thing that comes up there. And podcasts of recent and older shows and all sorts of other things are up there. It's hours and hours and hours and hours of entertainment. Trust me, I've sorted through the hours many times myself for various reasons. So
Actually,
there you
it's
go.
over.
And he's still reading.
Why did you? Oh, I don't know why it's. I don't know why.
It's a good thing.
So, when do you guys give me something? I'm running out of
You
steam
know,
here. Anybody got anything?
Yeah,
What do you got?
The Fishbowl Studio sucks.
So,
I'm just saying, you don't even the only thing is that
Yeah.
would make it better is if the people on the microphones are facing each other.
facing each other would be good.
Other than that,
You know what part of the
It's just
problem
a
is?
miss.
Yeah, but you know what part of the problem is too is that, I don't like change, and I'm a creature of habit, and I liked the idea of it from the beginning, but I'm comfortable up here.
Yeah.
I like being on the third floor studios. I know some people prefer the first floor studios, which is great because now there's something for everyone. But as
I
long
still
as
want to know what would happen if the two were going at the same time.
that is something I don't know.
that's why we're not getting any calls because no one's listening because everybody's listening to Peter.
Yeah, someone's probably doing something downstairs. So, just to make this clear, I just saw a Facebook post from Peter Q. George, who's the chief engineer here, and has done loads and loads and loads of favors for me throughout the years. So he won't mind me saying this, that he just posted the photos of the downstairs studios, and I had to show Jarrod and Steve that, and I was like, does that mean that he's here right now? And Jarrod was like, I think it does. And then I said, well, if he's here, is he doing something that is interfering potentially with our show? Like, Peter just hears the show from downstairs, and he's like, well, this is crap. I think we can do better than this, can't we? Just starts doing his own show. So, yeah, Steve, we talked about this before. I don't know what would happen. I don't know if it would overlap. I don't know if one would take over the other. I don't necessarily know how it works.
No.
So, but you're asking the wrong dude. Maybe if Peter George ends up stopping up here, we can ask him about it and see how that ends up working.
Yes.
I don't know if there would ever. And the thing is, it's like I'm almost hoping there'll be a day someday where there's like some sort of weird power struggle, and there's some show that goes on downstairs, and the other show's like, "F you, we're going upstairs," and then people run upstairs and try to do a competing show from up here. I don't know. I don't know what the end result would be, but I just kind of think that would be entertaining if it were to happen at least once.
I'm sensing a challenge.
Just as long as nobody does it to us, don't mess up our show, for God's sake. We're doing our
I
best
could
here.
think of one human being on this planet that would do it.
Yeah. Let me just get the key situation squared away, and then we'll take things one step at a time.
Do you know who I am?
You know what's happening?
I am an alumni.
I'm glad you were endlessly amused by that.
You afford me the respect I demand.
What accent is that?
I don't know.
Because whatever it is, it's terrible.
Sounds just like you downstairs.
Is that what
demanding.
it is? Is that what it is? It sounds just like me downstairs.
You shall release your key. Place it into my palm so I may go and attend to my radio show.
It kind of switches halfway through your sentence.
You feeling better now, sir?
No, not at
You
all.
feeling all right now?
I feel terrible. I feel like after this I'm going to yak.
And I got to drive home with this guy.
It's going to be like a mix of like corn chowder and beef stew. Just
Please don't yak in the car. Just pull over and yak if you have to. Try to keep it down, get like quietly, because I can't handle these
nobody
things.
pukes quietly.
No, there's some people who can puke quietly, and that's.
You know what I mean? Like, you think girls yak quietly because like they burp and everything else quietly. They like when they sneeze. It's like it's a little. Cute. No one pukes cutely.
I,
You know what I mean? It's like the one thing girls don't do that's cute.
well, this is definitely a broadcast I don't want overridden by anything else. The pure gold of this just needs to make it. Just needs to make its way over the airwaves.
I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you or anybody else.
Yeah.
Next time you vomit, try to do it cutely.
I can't remember the last. It's been like 25 years probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been an extremely long time,
It was
and
yesterday morning for Steve.
as a result of it being an extremely long time, I almost have a phobia of doing so at this point because I'm like, would I even know how to do it? I feel like I would die. Like I would choke myself to death, and that would be the end of the story for me.
When was the last time you vomited, Steve?
God, can't remember. It's not something I would keep in my mind anyway.
No? You wouldn't
No.
keep a little calendar?
Nope.
A little checklist of any sort?
Little journal. Hang on a second. August 4th, 1972. Thank you.
Oh. I don't know how.
I mean, they all can't be hits. Okay, we're just gonna file this. We're gonna file this episode.
It will.
This is like one of those filler episodes, like like when they're trapped in the apartment.
I mean, technically these episodes going pretty good. It's just when I turn to you, Dolts, I'm not getting anything out of you. That's all. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to take the hit for that. So we'll see how it goes. Call us up 508-531-1303. We got a full half-hour classic rock block coming up. Steely Dan, CCR, and the Police are all going to be in that block, and that's just the beginning of it.
If your bed is in a small town and that's good enough for you, you're one of the only listeners who can hear us on an actual radio.
Scrolling through the radio and found you guys, man. Awesome.
Congratulations. Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Robb Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
Foghat is on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS Radio Show, David Bowie before that, The Outlaws, the Police, Allman Brothers Band, CCR, Steely Dan, all in that long classic rock block. Robb Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. We got one last classic rock block for the evening coming up, so you can call us up and make your request for that if you want. If you don't, screw you. Call us up 508-531-1303. That's the number you can reach. And there's Jarrod's expression of his I'm tired too, man. I've been up since like 5 this morning.
Yeah, me too.
For no good. Yeah, but you probably had to work.
No, I didn't.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, okay. So we were both up for no good reason.
Yes.
we had to finalize day 2 of getting the stupid house ready to bring in a new washer and dryer. So it was all of that stuff.
Now, is it all in now?
Oh, it's all in. Everything's fine.
Okay.
I mean, they're really cool looking, and we got the match. We got a set because we basically decided that my wife decided that they needed to match.
Why? You don't see them. Oh, do you see yours?
You can see ours.
Okay.
We have like a sliding folding door thing that you can close if you want, but the litter box is also in there. So if we close it, the cats can't get at one of the litter boxes. So yeah. So you are going to be able to see it, and I don't know. It's just important to her that they matched.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, this washer is going to be better than nobody cares about this, but this washer is going to be better than the old one anyway, because the old one used to end up somehow leaving mysterious little pinholes in our clothes every once in a while. Because of the way it would agitate, and there was like the lining of the drum had some weird sort of studded things in it that was causing some issues. So overall, this thing should be better, and I'm sure everybody cares about my washer and dryer. Jarrod, do you have any desire whatsoever to, only because I feel like it could be amusing, to repeat the story that you were telling Steve and I?
No.
No?
No.
Even if you left names out?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
No. No.
It's a fountain of interestingness today.
It really is. Mm-hmm. You left me hanging because I thought you were going to be interested in telling that story.
I told it.
No, I understand, but I'm saying for the radio because we got one last spot. And
No. Sorry.
Cool. Steve, what do you have to contribute?
Nothing.
Damn it.
This timeline sucks.
The 2 of you guys. God. Killing me. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack, if for whatever reason. And you can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack, yes.
Well, driving in here, normally I get ideas for things to talk about. I got nothing today.
Figures.
Yeah.
Well, we are in a national crisis. So that's
It's a national emergency going on.
Yeah, we did that one already.
We're not going to be here next week, and then
that's a national emergency.
It is a national emergency. We'll be back again on I think the next date's going to be March the 2nd, and then spring break for 2 weeks after that. So you'll miss us then, and then we'll come back for the duration of the semester, which I believe goes into about the first week of May or so.
Okay, good.
So that's how much everybody's going to hear from us. Mm-hmm. And we're on tonight until about, for Jarrod's benefit, we're on tonight until about 10:30 or so. Jarrod always thinks we're leaving at 10.
Yeah, I know.
I was getting ready to go on for this segment, and Jarrod's like, we going on now? We we're leaving at 10, right? I'm like, no, sir, it's 10:30. Really? Why did I think it was 10? I don't know, because you've thought it was 10 every night for the past, I don't know how many weeks, and you still think it's 10. So, who knows? Who knows? But, yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. So call us up, let us know what we can do for you. 508-531-1303. Last classic rock block of the evening coming up. Black Sabbath, The Tubes, Van Morrison, and a bunch of other stuff coming up. Still, you got SNS on BIM.
Stay connected with these guys. Like the Saturday Night Soundtrack on Facebook. Follow SN Soundtrack on Twitter. And subscribe to the Saturday Night Soundtrack channel on YouTube. Now you can get as much of Rob, Jarrod, and Steve as you want. Anytime, anywhere. And who doesn't want that? SNS on BIM.
It is 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack about ready to wrap it up for another week. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta,
Just like
Steve
all you college kids, wrapping it up.
It was the same joke you told 2 weeks ago, sir. You know,
When it's cold, it's cold.
come up with some new material, why don't you?
I got so much new material, I just can't use it on the radio for obvious reasons.
You definitely didn't use a lot of it tonight, I can tell you that much.
Well, you know.
Well, we're not going to be here next week, but then we're going to be here 2 weeks from now. And as I mentioned, spring break kicks in after that. And then when we come back 2 weeks after that, we'll be here for the radio all of April. We're going to be here all of April.
That's good.
And coming up in April is, I'm going to be here all of April. I don't know about you, jabronis. Coming up in April also is Record Store Day.
Yeah, you know what? I had the wrong date. I thought it was the 20th of April. It's actually the 13th.
Oh, so it's a week before your birthday.
Yes, it is.
It's not the day before your birthday.
No.
Well, that sucks.
So I don't know. I'll have that extra $100 to buy records on that day.
Can't you ask for an advance?
Yeah, I would. Definitely.
Don't you know the folks and can put in a good word and ask for an advance?
Can you just take a cue from the Republicans and,
build it into some obscure bill?
I need, okay?
I don't need to do this.
I need to find.
This is a national emergency.
I don't need to do this, but I'm doing it anyway, and I need money for Record Store Day.
Yes,
I'm going to declare an emergency to get it. Okay?
For $7.2 billion.
Wait, what? Steve's like maybe 50.
Yeah, $100.
Maybe 75 is the least I could go. At least I can go 75.
Are you coming on Record Store Day, or are you just going to be another puss?
No, I wasn't a puss last year.
No,
I came with you last year.
Surprising.
I mean, it was surprising because that was pretty early. And I believe I remember you saying last year after we did it, you were like, let's do it even earlier next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We didn't have to queue up last year, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did, but it was like an hour longer.
It's freezing.
That's right, because they were only letting so many people in at once.
Right.
Yeah. And then we're like, please let us in because we need to go in as a group. And they're like, no. And you're like, do you know who I am? I'm an alumni.
91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack. Closing it out for the 2 weeks with Steppenwolf. We'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Get your motor running.